Three. Hi, everyone. My name's Carrie Morgan, and I'm the host of Holistic Empires Summit. And today we're here with Yanran. Oh my God, I just totally messed that up. She told me her name. But we are going to get deeper into your pitch, right? How you feel comfortable with getting your message out there and mentoring for millions of people. So this whole series this time is about unleashing your purpose, creating that prosperity, and really earning the profit that you desire. When you start to heal from the inside and learn how to pull out your message and also connect more with people, you get that sense of ease and that confidence. And each time you do that, it gets better and better and better, right? So we definitely grow as we take initiative in life. And I'm going to let her go a little bit deeper on what she does and how she helps people pull out their gift into the world.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me. So my name is Yanran. I am a decision-making expert. I used to help, which I still help, millennials deciding their careers and all kinds of questions like where they want to go. And then from there, I developed because a lot of people wants to pursue the entrepreneur journey. And then the most question they ask me is, well, I hate selling, I'm this young and how am I going to sell to people? They're not going to listen to me, So after that, because I have been in a sales position for a very long time, sold like many things, service and sold a physical product, and from low end to high end. And, when I first started, I hated selling because I'm such an introvert and I just don't feel like it's good to take money from other people, So, but when I got my first sales position job, which is doing alteration, it's pretty funny in Davis Bridal. And, it's crazy in Davis Bridal. There's a lot of situation going on, and there's Bridezillas and
Yeah,
there's a lot of drama going on. And at that time, everybody has like the number they need to hit per month. And I was struggling because at first I'm like, who's going to buy this much? But then after I talked to them over and over again, and the most thing I found is they actually need this kind of stuff. It's not like I'm selling something they don't need at all. It's actually I'm helping them to find what they need the most and making suggestions. So it totally changed my mind. It's like I am not selling. I am helping people to get what they want and prevent them to get something that they don't need. So like save them money in some way, So it totally changed my mind. And from there, everything went so smooth. And, I believe if they don't need something, don't tell them. Even though it's a cheaper price, just tell them to buy that because that's what they really need. And oftentimes they come back because of your service, because they trust you, trust fact.
Yes.
Then because they trust you, so they will come back to you, and it's a repeat customer basically.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I love how you walk through the process of telling everybody that it was your mindset, right? It was like, no one wants to buy from me, and, I don't want to take money from people. And when you start to realize that you were helping them and you were serving them and you were giving them the right tools so they can make a better decision for themselves, then that shift in you made you hit your numbers, made you become a better salesperson, right? Because you were going in with a different mindset of, this is not who I am. I don't like to sell. I hate it. And then when you shift it, then everything came to ease. So that's what it's really about, that shift in that mindset. And I'm glad you touched base on that, because that is really important for millennials. And, when they're first starting out, they're so used to being in a position where they don't have to sell. But when you give them that experience, is is really key on something that they need to learn. I mean, a lot of their parents may not teach them how unless you had like the lemonade stand in the neighborhood. You probably don't. And usually they do have, you have to sell stuff for like sports and those types of things. So that does help some of the kids, but a lot of them don't do that. They see it as more of a hassle than an actual enlightening of their process and growing into sales, right? You know, because that.
Mhm.
But let's go into what it looks like for you as you being a female entrepreneur, and how do you stay in alignment with your sales and your processes, you know, to keep your business going.
Yeah, so as a female entrepreneur, I think that's like one of the advantage for us because we can really listen to what the potential clients telling us. Because sometimes it's how to say what they say, it doesn't really mean that what they really want. So you
Yes.
have to ask a deeper question. Like, for example, if you do like weight loss, if you say, well, I want to lose that much weight because, I feel better, my wedding's coming up. But the actually thing is they don't want to lose the weight. They want to feel good. That's what they want. So the weight is just one of the things that they think they're gonna. They think once they achieve that, they're gonna feel so much better. So just if you just selling that, oh, this is the number you're gonna lose, number of pounds you're gonna lose, instead of selling the happiness, the afterthoughts, that really makes the difference.
Yeah, I love how you said that. That's really important. I love how you said that. It's the emotional feeling, it's the emotional concept and the results, right? That really get people moving forward, but feeling like I got this. Yes, this is perfect. And it really works for me. So go into like how you help people with their sales, because this is important where people making a decision. I know I've been there where I have a girlfriend, I can't lie. And every time we go out, it takes 30 minutes for her to make a decision on what she wants to eat. And I'm like, okay, so even before I know I'm going with them, I'm planning in my head that this is going to be an ongoing process of the waitress coming back or the waiter coming back 4 or 5 times and she still doesn't know what she wants. But some people are like that in everyday decisions and, you know, with their life, with the moving forward. So how do you help them make decision? Because that's huge. Can you give us an example, or you want to use me as a reference as being a new client and guide us through how you would help me transition from a millennial, you know, right out of college and wanting to get their first job or deciding what they really want to move forward into?
Awesome. So actually, I totally understand what you're saying because I have one family member. It's totally like that. Oh my goodness. So like basically she has problem with making decisions throughout basically everything. Like from, well, not necessarily menu, but decision about she has tons of animals and oh my goodness. But anyway, so
I think we
um
all have one of those.
yes, yes. And so typically, when they come to me, I would say, "Hey, tell me a little bit about you," because throughout what if they, comfortable with you, and because they don't really tell you like what the deepest the secret is
Yes.
among you first couple calls. So I just want to get know them and see like what they do after school, like what light them up. Because when you talk something that you're really truly passionate about, I can hear from your voice, although I can't see you because you're on the other side of the phone, but I can hear you. So once they hit that point, then I keep asking questions deeper and deeper to refine the why is this, let's say, a position, or why do you choose this major? If it's something that they say, oh no, I just picked it. So
Yeah.
yeah, sometimes they say that. So I would say, well, okay, so this major probably not going to be like something you want to pursue at the end of the day. let's hit more on your hobbies and your, let's say, passion, or what's driven you, like what you believe in. And normally they tell stories like how they grow up, because that's like big part of people's life. That's what they shape us. So the stories of their lives, and what you do. Sometimes when you take like extra class in your school, has those like hobby thing or something, or like the club, school club, and then because they like it, or tell me why you don't like it. Sometimes people like one job. For example, there's one job that I had that I really, really love. It's a design job. I really, really love designing, which I went to school for it. And then the only thing is I just sit in the computer all day long and I don't talk to people,
Yeah.
which is crazy because I want to talk to people.
Right.
So yeah, that's one of the things you can ask them, that why is this job not fitting you? Why is this what you like about it, what you don't like about it? So the next job you can add the curriculum on there and really look at it, like what's the main point of this job that you really, really like. Because most of the time it's 50-50.
Yeah.
It's hard to choose. And sometimes you're like, well, I really like 80% of this, and then there's 20%, but I think I can deal with it.
Yeah, that's a good point. Trying to get them to figure out what they like and what they don't like, right? Because most time people are just excited to have a job. So
Mm.
they're just like, oh my God, I got hired. This is wonderful. And so from there, they realize like a year later, oh my God, I hate this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Instead of like doing all the work first before you apply. And so that you learn not to regret your decisions, right? And then you feel stuck. And, we don't want that for more millennials. We want them to be able to choose and have that experience that they enjoy. So this brings us in. Well, let's talk a little bit about your podcast. It's career. Is it CareerLab?
Yeah,
Career.
Yanran
Okay.
CareerLab.
CareerLab. Okay. Let's talk a little bit about that, because I find that fascinating that you're starting a podcast to help young adults, or young leaders really understand what it takes to get rid of self-doubt, right? Because this is all about self-worth and really learning how to be more confident in your body and your mind. So let's go deeper into that. What do you look for as a guest speaker? Like, what are you trying to make sure that these millennials have? What types of tools are you providing for them in that podcast? And how did you get started with the name? Let's go deep into that, because I think that's fascinating, to see how you're helping people on that end with that. Almost like a free resource, right, for them to be able to connect with you. And then they can also want to hire you, right, eventually, because they see you're presenting yourself as a leader in that, in this industry.
Yes, awesome. So, yeah, I had this idea because, I want to get my voice out there. And if just me talking all day long, people probably not going to listen. So the best example is through somebody else's story. So I'm looking for the guest that has an interesting story to tell, which can inspire others. And sometimes, like most of my guests, it's just everyday people like you and me. And just like this summit, it's all everyday women. It's not like they already went to Oprah or something like that. So people actually can relate. And some of them just starting out. Some of them are in pretty advanced in their business. And some of them, they're still, it's not necessarily I want the entrepreneurs on my podcast. I looking for all kinds different positions, and I want the listeners to know that there's not only one job type you can get. There's like millions. You can do pretty much anything to make money. People making money from scrapbooking, blogging, anything basically. So I just want to give them the opportunity, like to know there's millions options, and you don't have to fix it on one, like I need to get a good job paying good. Or
Yeah,
if
that's
I
good.
want, yeah, or if I want to travel, I have to be an entrepreneur. No, that's not necessary, because there's jobs paying you pretty good to travel, to write stuff. And yeah, that's what I really want them to know. Because when I started out, before I hit this coaching industry, like I have no idea they even exist. It's like multi-billion-dollar industry, and you can basically stay at home, and as long as you have internet, of course. Um, and once I find this out, I'm like, really? I can't get paid to giving advice.
Yeah,
And
right?
I have been doing this. So yeah, definitely, that's what I want them to know is there is possibility everywhere.
That's perfect, right? That's absolutely perfect, because we forget that it's not that cookie cutter. I have to get a job to do this. I have to, it's about realizing that you do have this ability to create almost nothing out of, out of nothing comes something magical, right? Like, but you're performing for yourself and creating this life from your abilities, from your knowledge, from your experience. So I love that you're doing that podcast, and it is a really good concept. So let's go. How long did it, are you just on iTunes, or are you on a different platform, or how long did it take you to be able to have your podcast, and where did you find some of your guests? Just because I want more people to understand, like, what would you require as a pitch to get on, right? Because this is about a pitch, right? So someone would need to pitch to you to get on your podcast. So let's go into that, details of that.
Awesome. So when I first started, I think we're in the same group, the Impact Millions. So
Yes.
actually, that one inspired me, because although it's really fun to get on other people's podcast, but I like have my own like little story group or something like that. So, and I want to ask questions like what I want to know as a millennial, what I'm interested in, because not many people have the opportunity to meet those people, or like even on the Facebook group, like there's million billion people there, like
Yeah.
you're probably not gonna even notice them, but they're incredible. And so when I first started, I did research, basically Google, YouTube, tons of tutorials like everybody else. And then I just, there's a really good story I would like to tell. I wrote a
Great.
post on this thing. Because when I first started, I have no list, I have no like followings, I have nothing, right? And I said, oh, whoa, who's gonna get on my podcast? I'm like nobody. I don't even have a app store or anything to show them, hey, this is what I want to do. Like, how are you gonna find those six-figure earners, or like really successful people to get on your podcast, convince them? And then it hit me, because you procrastinating, and then I because I've been wanting to do this for like a couple months, and then nothing happened. Okay, I said, maybe just let me finish my website so people can really see like what's gonna going on,
Yeah.
anything like that. So I was procrastinating, and a couple months afterwards, I still have nothing going on, right? So one day it hit me, like I have to do this now. What can I do today? Then I posted a Facebook group and said, hey, this is an idea. Do you have anybody interested? Like I like to interview you. And then there's so many comments going on, and on that post I was really shocked. I was like, oh yes, let's do this. And then that's how I started, because if you don't post out there, if you just thinking in your head, it's all in your head, basically. It's
Yeah.
like you're the only one stopping you from doing what you do. So after that, yeah, that's how I really started. And
That's
then
perfect. I love that.
yeah. So stop thinking about it. Just do it. What's the worst thing can happen? Crickets. That's it. Then I'll
Yeah.
just post on another Facebook group, and there's like millions of them. Somebody's gonna hit it, right?
Yeah, but I love how you said that you just set an intention. I have to do something right now, because what we
Mhm.
do is get in that spell, and then years, some people it's for years go by
Mhm.
before they actually say right now. But you being a young person and having that, yes, I got to do it now. Like it's been 3 months, like you had that like wake up
Mhm.
call, and that's perfect because so many people forget about that concept. Let's go back into the sales process and what that looks like. If you do you help people write the sales process, or do you help them get their story out so they can land a job? Let's get a little bit more clear on that process.
Right. So sales for me, it's like when people hear sales, it's like, oh gosh, it's so pushy, and I gotta take my credit card out. But sales for me, it's an opportunity, because you sell anything, you sell yourself. As I am an entrepreneur, I build a brand because it's me, so I have to sell myself. Um, and if you are going to interview, you are selling your skills, you are selling your employer that they can trust you, that you can get the job done. And then sometimes you sell just to make ends meet, because when people saying, oh, I can't believe you just charged me for this, but you're like, I have to support my family as well. You make them understand, because sometimes if you say, oh, this is too expensive, then you explain to them why it is expensive. I saw once, it's so funny, I charged like $70 for 2 pair of jeans hemming.
Right.
And the lady was like, what? And I have to explain to her, because she wanted tomorrow, and there's no way I can do that unless I put off all the other orders. So, and yeah, so when I help people, it depends if you want to do a pitch as your program launch, or your pitch as an interview. You go into an interview. The first thing I do is, what's your message? Like, totally get down on your message, and totally think about why those people want to hear your message, right? Like, what's it to them? If you say you want to save the world, that's all great, but what does that have to do with me?
Yeah.
So after that, we clear the message, like what you want trying to tell. Then we go to the detailed niche. Like, for example, if you want to speak to people that it's overweight, or like eating disorder, or there's so many different levels in this niche. Like, why, how to say, are they born with it, overweight, or are they have medical condition, or maybe they just have bad diet habit? All those different levels and fields, they require you for the like different sales pitch. Because if you say to somebody that has been overweight since they were born, since they can remember, it's different from somebody that got divorced and got a eating disorder. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's the second thing is get down to the niche. And then the third thing we do is we actually explain and well, not necessarily write down everything, but outline the plans, how you're gonna do this, or if they ask this question, how you're gonna answer it, or something like that. Basically, like strategy. Yeah.
strategies. Perfect, right? That definitely brings it into perspective. So, you being a female, how does your day work? And how do you bring balance? So, say, like, maybe shit's going to hit the fan and, like, the
Mm.
day just does not work out how you planned it the night before and all that. But how do you come back to your awareness? What specific, do you have a trigger word that brings you back? Do you do something, a ritual or something that you can regroup and show up for your clients? Because we've all been in that position where, you have a slight like overwhelm or self-doubt, right? Maybe it's something that you're doubting yourself. So how do you come back as being a female entrepreneur and get back for your clients?
Yes. So I know a lot of people do meditation and this and that, read a book or something, but I'm a little weird. So I actually go take
Weird
a
is good.
I actually go take a nap. I don't know why, but it really um like calm me down. And because I think too much. If I I just never get into the meditation state. You know what I'm saying? Like your brain just keep constantly doing things. So a nap for me is perfect because my body is refreshed, and then because I'm went sleep and my mind's refreshed, so it really works for me.
That is great, right? And everybody's different. That's why I want
Yeah.
people to see that, because some people feel bad that they're taking a nap, but if that's what your body needs, you need
Mhm.
to listen. And having that collaboration with your mind, body, and spirit, and owning that space and saying, this is what I need, and doing it, that is where the power comes, right? That's when you step into your true power. So let's walk right into what key ingredients your clients have seen and they got the best results in the fastest time. And we've always had those. I mean, I'm not saying that don't put in the work, but I'm saying maybe you told them something, maybe there's an example, and then they called you and said, oh my God, that totally shifted my overwhelm, my block. I feel so much better. They came back to you and said that.
Oh, so I think one of the thing is I really listen to their stories. So, for example, there's one customer asked me about like, should I put, she is doing like marketing and marketing strategy, social media, something like that. Yeah. So she was asking me about, should I put my stories of how my divorced or something like that on my page, and then maybe I can help female entrepreneurs to realize like family or work-life balance, something like that, right? And I said, do you like to solve family issues? And she's like, oh my God, yeah, no, I totally don't want to do that. So she's like, no. Yeah, something just simple as that. Because that's why we all need a coach. I have few coaches. I assume you do too. Everybody has coaches. Coaches have coaches. So that's why we need it, because when we're into that level, like thinking, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, then you miss some points, and you can't see it unless other people point at you, because for other people it's really easy to just say, why would you do that? you know yeah, I think that's a really good one.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. That is absolutely true, because you can't see your own, quicksand, what you're sinking into, because you're in it and you're like, yeah, this is great, but you can't see everything. You need that other perspective. And that is how people grow. Like you said, the top athletes, the top swimmers, they have coaches for a reason to keep them on point and keep them moving forward in where they want to be. And, they all have these visions, but to get really clear and know what they are, there's always the help is always good. Having help around you, having people around you is definitely a community of people, right, that are supporting you. Is really makes you feel like you're not alone. So what this leads us right into, what is your big vision and how do you see yourself or your company the legacy you want to live? And is there like a worldwide expansion you're feeling coming in for what you want to do? Let's go a little bit, because there's a ton of millennials out there that are probably doing jobs they hate, right?
Yes.
Because I mean, like, I'm talking about like Starbucks jobs, right? Because they're like, oh my God, I just finished 4 years of school. I don't know what to do. Like, where am I at? Right? So you could probably be like helping millions and billions of women, kids and like young adults right now, like even transition from high school to college. I mean, it could be that concept too, but where do you see yourself in the next couple years?
Yes, I think I have a long-term vision is I really want to help millennials transition from the school system to actual job replacement. So what I'm trying to do, long-term vision is to really bring the job into the school, basically like guest speakers, or people can have field trips or something like that, before they even say I want to do this kind of job. They go to their companies and see what they do every day. That's the most important part. If you don't like, because there's job titles, and there's different jobs. A different company has has the same job title but works differently. So it's really important, like if you want this kind of job, which company would you want to go? So I really want to bring that to school. And one of the really, really great non-profit organization I'm working with is Napres, which they do like online chatting, like what we do right now, but in the school setting. So the teacher turn on the computer, and
Oh.
there's a working professional. They like do explaining on what they do every day. Like it's so good, like so awesome.
That sounds amazing. I
Yeah.
definitely love that. I really do. And I just want to touch base back to your podcast and the feeling of how would you pick your name, but how long did it take you to get approved for your podcast, right? Because I remember the first time you said, I was like, well, let me just ask people, who am I going to interview? Who's going to want to be interviewed by me, right? So that was the first thing you did. But then after you did that, because, there may be people on here that say, yeah, I always wanted to be or start a blog or do something. Well, where do I do that? How do I have enough courage to do that? How do I find a name? And you seem like you're really good at making decisions. So how long did it take you to get approved for your podcast? And how do you pick the name, and how do you do your marketing to millennials? Let's go a little bit deeper in that, and then we have one more question after this.
Yeah, so get approved. I think every website is different. I'm on like Stitchers or Google something, and I have a few platforms, like I don't even remember. But mainly it's iTunes, because it's really big. And get approved, I think it's like a week or a few days. It wasn't that long. It's been a few months, so maybe they changed it, something. You can Google it and get like accurate information on that. So how do I pick the name?
Right? 'Cause some people may take them like 2 months just to pick their name, right? Instead of
Right,
taking
right.
action, right?
So my vision is I want to put my name and my face everywhere. So if my name is there, my face has to be there. So it's like when you have a email, you open the email, you're like, oh, okay, this name, somebody's emailing me, and I forgot who they are. But if there's some email, like there's a banner of their face, and then there's a name, yes, yes, I know who they are, right? So I want my face and my name everywhere. So that's how the first, I put my name on there. And CareerLab, obviously, I do career coaching. So I was thinking like career academy or careers this and that, but lab is, most simple part, and it sounds nerdy, so that's how I did it.
No, it's great though, because lab is like so many, college students think of lab, right? I'm going to the lab, right? So that's a great, I love how you just fit right into the perfect, you're walking that walk, exactly what they need to do, to get to their next level, which is great. It's perfect. I love it. I absolutely love it. And we're just going to go into how has technology helped you grow your business, and what do you see, how can you share that with other people on how they can use technology to grow their business?
Yes, totally. Because when you first start out, you don't have the money to hire people,
Hmm.
and there's so many good tools, online tools. Some of them are free, totally free. It's like I use my appointment tool, like Cantly. Most people use that because it's free and the interface is really cool. Like that's the design I love. I tried a few others, but that's one of those really popping out because it's really, I guess, modern and simple. And then there's another, I used Edgar. Basically, you just pumping contents all day long, and you put in their online library, and they just you make a schedule, and they just do it for you. They just post it. And because I tried the buffers, I tried other stuffs, but you have to rewrite the contents over and over again, and it's not really time saving for me. But meeting editors like great, but then they do charge like $50 a month. So I was doing a lot of research to see if there's a cheaper alternative, which I found one. It's called Recur Post. I think that's one of those. And I think they're really new, and they do like mostly the same thing as Meet Edgar. And they have really cool features like auto hashtag or something. It's really cool. And they're a little bit cheaper, but their unlimited everything price, it's the same as the Meet Edgar. But if you are totally starting out, you only have like less than 1,000 contents you want to post, it's like $25. It's like half off. I'm like, yes. So I'm all about, efficiency and everything. And also technology, oh gosh, website, totally website. Because I was at the beginning, everybody had need to make a website, and I don't have money. So I did a lot of research on YouTube, and which host I need, like which
Yeah, there's
software
a
I need,
lot.
plugins. Oh my goodness, I spent weeks on those things. But then I found like the alternative. There's few themes. I forgot the name. Sorry. I like few
Like
themes.
diva theme and those other types of themes.
There's awesome themes that you can just drag and drop your content into it. If anybody used like Wix or GoDaddy, it's like drag and drop, or Squarespace or something, drag and drop, and it's really easy, which it's awesome. And then you can use the exact same thing on your WordPress side. Basically, it's like, because people in the long run, real developer don't really want to touch Wix or Squarespace. They want to
Yeah.
go with WordPress. So I'm like, okay, that's great. I can kill two birds in one stone. And then what else? What else? Yeah, technology just awesome. Yeah.
Yes, it's totally awesome. But also to let you know that WordPress is a great function, because like what if those other companies go out of business, like
Mm-hmm.
Squarespace or something, and WordPress is your baby. So it's always yours. Once you set it up, it's yours. It's a part of your identity and your brand. And you can expand and do other things, pull membership sites in, be like an Angie's List. There's so much out there. But when you're first starting out, like you said, there's a lot of free resources. So get out there and definitely start. And that's where it begins, right? And I'm glad that you said a lot of neat things for people to like, really, it's about getting your content out there and being visible. And in your sales process, that's exactly what you want to do. That make sure you have that great pitch. And so what we're going to go into is the golden nuggets. It's like the end, and it's like something that you would leave somebody with. So if, say, I'm meeting you and there's like, hey, here's this tip, I'm just going to give you this, and just do it every day and let me know how this relates to you or how you feel about this. So can you leave the audience with a golden nugget that you definitely would love to share, and that would help them as a millennial, something that would help them get back into making a better decision?
Yeah, so awesome. So yeah, so one of the things I do now, talk about technology. Evernote.
Yes, good. Hey, whatever you want to bring out, baby, go ahead.
Yes. So I have Evernote on my phone and on my computer, and I sync them together. So when I'm outside, I have a thought, and then I just write it down. And then when I get home, I open the Word document, write the whole full-on post or something like that. Just document your ideas immediately. That's one of the things I can't say enough, because I have so many great thoughts, everybody has great thoughts, but then 5 minutes after you forgot about it. It's like a dream. When you wake up, you forgot about it, no matter how incredible it is. So document it, everything. It doesn't matter how stupid it is, just do it. And then another thing is, I guess, for those entrepreneurs wants to find their niche and maybe make sales letters or something like that, stalk on people on Facebook. That's my one thing, that I stalk on people on Facebook, like there's my ideal clients, following those steps. I read their posts. I read what they post about every day, what they complain about every day. And then I just address those questions as one of the contents. That's really cool, actually. I just stalk people every day.
No, that is perfect, right? Because that is like the perfect thing. Because if you're in your head and you're thinking of these thoughts, then that means that you're getting a message, right? And that message, you need to write it down so you can use that maybe in your pitch or in something that you're working on, so that you can get your ideal client, right? Because you're getting this information so it can make you stronger and make you be able to achieve and reach more people. And I definitely agree with that wholeheartedly, about writing everything down. And Evernote is great because then it gives you little reminders and so much stuff that you can say, oh yeah, I need to do that right now. I put a time on it. Let's do that right now. And so that's definitely perfect. Is there anything else that you wanted to share about the perfect pitch, or how to, get your information out there? And please explain to the audience how they can reach out to you. If you have a freebie or something that you're offering to them, this would be the time.
Yeah, awesome. So how you gonna perfect your pitch is just by speaking about it. One of the thing I do on my group is I tell them to write it down, everything, and then practice on them. Practice with on the call with me, and we do a Facebook Live. Because I need to push them to do those kind of things. Otherwise, they're just going to sit there like, okay, I get it, and this and that. But you have to do it. You have to do it every day. Then get comfortable with it. I know I don't like videos. I'm shy. I don't want to do my hair makeup. But, you don't have to do all that. Some of the live I did, I just have my sunglasses on because I don't have makeup. And then just sit in the car, have the phone, just talking. Get comfortable with it, and yeah, just practice, because when you hit that point of, oh my gosh, I forgot what I'm gonna say, and then you start making up things, and then some of the things actually make sense. So that's one of those, like, practice your reflex, I guess that's what they call it. Just practice, because you're gonna hit one of those points, like your clients ask you a question, then you don't know how to answer it. You have to practice how to get over that. And how to reach me, I am really easy to. I check my emails too many times. It's Yanran at yanrancareercoaching.com. You can reach me. And of course, I have a super awesome offer for the listeners. It's a 3-hour one-on-one, which is great price, $97 just for this summit. It's awesome, like 3 hours, just you and me. Then we can talk about anything. So yeah, I just you can go to yanrancareercoaching.com/, sell with ease. Well, sell with confidence, I think I changed it. Okay, sell with confidence. Anyway, yeah, and that's how you reach me.
Awesome. Yes. So I have all of this information for you, and I'm so excited that everyone was here today to make sure that you really get that perfect pitch. But it comes with inside. And like she said, it's a process. So you are going to be not wanting to share everything. But when you're authentic and you really step in and let everything out, is when you start feeling more confident and owning that space, and people relate to you better. They relate to your story, and that's how you really find those ideal clients, by really sharing all of your knowledge and letting go of all of the self-doubt that you're holding on to inside. So I just want to say thank you, everyone. Remember, this is about you unleashing your purpose, really creating that prosperity, and owning that profit that you want. So let's step into our power. Make sure you share this. We're going to have more amazing women coming to you from all over the world. And so definitely stay tuned. And for this last day of the weekend, it's going to be a price of $47, I think, for 2 summits. And that's just for my birthday. I shared that little example for you just to give you some more encouragement to really own your space. So we're going to be signing off. Let's say goodbye.
Thank you, everyone. See you.
Bye. Have a great day, everyone. Make sure you enjoy yourself and absolutely do something that's going to fire you up. Bye.